I didn't grab a fan in time because whatever. It doesn't matter. Hi. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cup TV, part of the Currently Unnamed Podcast Network, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. I am currently drinking out of my beautiful, lovely... It's nope. Okay, cool. Purpose mug. Ooh, purpose. We are drinking some caramel vanilla protein coffee because, yeah.
Oh, that actually sounds really nice.
It's actually really good. It's literally just a caramel protein shake in coffee with a little bit of vanilla.
I do have to ask, though, like, if you were to drink that out of any other mug, like, what mug would it be?
Well, that's her job, so I'm going to let her talk about that.
Oh, yeah. Fuck me.
A cup mug, perhaps?
Whoa.
Lana's here. I don't have to do the cup mug promo.
So tired. Fuck me.
Panel full of cup mugs. Panel full of cup mugs. Work. Yeah, I'm here. You know me. Lana, your resident evil diva. Here giving the tea, spilling the tea, and drinking the tea because you know I love me some tea. Her. And yeah, cup mugs available at lanajuicerations.etsy.com. That link is in the description below. And you can get your cup. Yeah, we ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses unless your country is under fire, underwater, or on fire. Then there are some excuses, which we send our thoughts and our prayers to you and yours, and hope everything is okay and everything works out well for all of you. But once you're back to a sense of normalcy, celebrate with a cup merch. Her. And then I'm gonna pass the phone to someone who steals my intros or gives them away. Jack.
I was gonna say I already went.
That's why I wasn't talking to you.
Hi, my name is Jack, and I'm a train wreck.
Well, we already knew that, like this episode.
But yeah, I am your resident game designer of the panel, and knowing what we know now, I have several questions about the twist of this episode.
Yeah, we'll talk about it, but they built up this twist to be some absolutely crazy whatever, and then it's literally just a modified version of a twist we've seen before that technically has never been done.
And that being featured in this episode when they know the next one up doesn't make any sense.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
Because now we know this is the last episode before Merge. Sure.
Mergatory, maybe?
Who knows? It might just be Merge.
Who really knows?
It has to be mergatory. 13 is massive for a jury.
Right. It has to be mergatory.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about it. But before we do, make sure to subscribe if you've not already, because we're here almost all the time giving you almost all things competitive reality TV. And currently, that's only a few things. It's mostly Survivor and Dance with the Stars and House of Villains and the end of The Anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
So that might mean that we have other things popping up. We might go back to Project Runway. Who knows? We've taken like 2 months off at this point.
And I'm not mad at it. I'm
not mad at it either. I kind of want to go back, though. We'll see. We're going to go back eventually. But make sure to check out the description below where you can find all of our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, and our Patreon for exclusive content and early access. So... Keyshawn is gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they come back to the Lavo Beach, and Rome is acting like dejected and upset. And I'm like, baby, you have no.
I mean, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Because he feels betrayed. He feels like the people who he trusted the most was going to go against him and vote him out. I understand why he felt that way, because if I trusted someone who I was like, we are core 4, and come to find out that 2 of those people in that 4 has decided to turn on me and want to blindside me in a vote, I would be a little upset too.
Yes, but then you couple that with the fact that Rome also just pulled off a blindside. And then is basically, like, the way that I looked at it was, in a lot of ways, completely invalidating Teeny feeling blindsided. Like, the way he was talking...
It had nothing to do with Teeny.
But he's not... In a way, the way that I interpreted it was that he's wanting to feel betrayed, but not letting Teeny feel betrayed.
His betrayal was due to their actions. Their actions caused his reaction. So you don't have a right, Teeny, to then turn around and be like, oh my God, how could you do that? When you were planning to do that to him and he caught wind of it and just did it first. So I understand. It's not like you, that's like me saying, I know I'm finna blindside you, but you catch wind of it and you blindside me first. And I'm like, how dare you? Of course you did. Why wouldn't you? You just go sit there and let me do it? Absolutely not. You just got it back. I can't be mad because you turned the tides on me trying to blindside me when I was trying to blindside you. I can't be mad at that. So I get why he's upset. And I get why he's like, no, Teeny, you don't have the right to be mad because you got blindsided, because this is the action because of your actions. This is a reaction to your actions. I was never coming against you. I was never going to do that to you or Keyshawn. But what y'all did was try to come for me. And then when I found out, now I turned it on you. Now you think you can be mad at me? Absolutely not. No. I think his reaction was very much valid. As much as I don't like Rome, and you know I'm not a Rome fan.
Yeah.
I will, and I hate that I have to defend him. But I think his reaction was very much valid into how he was treated. And I think how he talked to Teeny was very much valid as well, because she knew and he trusted her to be in this core 4, only to come find out that he was the plan at the last minute. No, I think he had a right to feel that way. And he had a right to say, you don't get to feel that way because you were trying to do that to me. And I just caught you. You got caught. You mad because you got caught, not because of my actions. You mad because you got caught.
That's fair.
But that's just me. But your opinion is valid as well.
I find it mildly hypocritical. Like, if you're gonna feel betrayed, at least let the other person feel betrayed, whether they're in the right or in the wrong. And I definitely understand what you're saying about that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But just like, if you're going to outwardly feel betrayed, at least let the other person do it too, because you did take out their number one ally. That's just where I'm at with it. Rome's feelings about being betrayed, 100% valid. 100% valid.
Look, Jack, you're the middle. Well, you're the person, the third. What do you think?
Oh, okay. Great. I have to decide between mom and dad's opinions. Okay. That's lovely. So
who's dad in this scenario?
Apparently you.
I don't know.
Brother and sister. Just say that.
Brother and sister.
That part. Yeah.
Look, just give me your coffee at this point. So yeah, no, I do agree that Rome kind of has a valid opinion to be betrayed, and yes, I don't want to agree with it. I really don't want to agree with it.
I'm also agreeing with that.
But I mean, I will say, I think it's a little bit strange that the first time Rome isn't fully in the know about something and fully in power, he gets very dejected. He makes himself the victim.
He acts like
and
a
we
baby.
see this throughout the rest of the episode as well, where I think Soul did put it best, last episode. If Rome is not in the power position, and if he's not calling all the shots, he pouts like a 5-year-old.
A baby. He's a man. Welcome to the world of being a man. That's what they do. They don't get their way. They're not in the power position. Police.
And I mean, it wasn't. It was definitely a little annoying on my end to be like, oh, okay, so now you get to be mad. cool. But
Yeah.
I guess it is justified in this case, just slightly. And it's the only time I'll agree with Rome, probably the entire season.
That's fair. That's fair.
But
fair. Well,
yeah,
we go from that moment immediately to the challenge, which we later find out is a reward challenge. And this is the big twist. Oh God, the twist. Never been done before on Survivor. We're splitting 3 tribes into 2 teams for a reward challenge where you can all intermingle a day before the merge.
Yeah, no, it's strange. Especially knowing that the merge is after this episode, this challenge doesn't make sense. It is literally just having the reward challenge that you would have the second they go into Mergatory a day earlier, and
which
then
makes
having
me
them
think. Which makes me think: are they even going to do Mergatory? Because we heard preseason that there were going to be some shifts in the format. So I'm curious, and we'll talk about it later. We see something in the trailer for next week's episode that makes me think maybe Mergatory isn't happening this season. And quite frankly, if it doesn't happen, I'm here for it. Because I haven't loved Mergatory in the 6 seasons they've done it.
I mean, they don't really need Mergatory. You can go right into Merge. Just the first person voted out won't go to jury. That's just when it gets down to the right amount of people, then that's when jury starts.
Yeah.
So you don't need Mergatory to happen in order to make this merge situation or whatever is going to be happen. But it's interesting that they did this challenge right before that, because I feel like you would do this challenge once you merge everybody together.
Yeah.
And then we'll do this challenge. We break everybody off into you, and then somebody, I don't know, maybe they felt like we'll just switch it up a little bit just to make it interesting. It didn't make it any more interesting. I don't think it just was. I don't feel like it was a flop to me, if I'm gonna be honest, because it did absolutely nothing. It did absolutely nothing but divide the teams of 3 into teams of 2, and then send 6 people to a social hour, and then they come back and tell what they talked about, and they really didn't talk about much. It just felt very floppish to me.
I honestly think the only important thing that kind of comes out of this is something that happens on Tuvu.
Tuku.
Like, that is the only... Tuku, thank you. That is the only notable event of, like, this entire thing.
Absolutely.
And it's... Honestly, they could have edited this out and not really missed much.
I'm about to say, because if you didn't tell us that happened, we would never know. And it had no relevancy to this episode because it's a moot point. Even you get somebody all worked up for what? They still don't get a chance to enact their revenge or anything because it's just, it was kind of dumb. Like, it was a flop. It was a flop.
Yeah. So we end up with a random draw. Several air quotes I am adding in for our audio listeners. Our teams end up being Teeny, Sam, Rachel, Sue, Kyle, Caroline, and Tiana. And then we have Saul, Genevieve, Rome, Annika, Andy, Sierra, and Gabe. So all 3 tribes represented in some fashion on either team, which was good. And this is a good old obstacle, lift someone up, throw balls.
Yay! Yep. I mean...
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
It was a remarkably boring challenge, honestly.
Yeah, nothing super remarkable other than seeing people who have not worked together before work together.
Party.
Work.
Yay. And
These are the people that won.
That is so. I'm so sorry. That is horrible that it's that long. It's just.
I know.
Yeah, there's no other way to explain this. 7 people.
No, literally, I'm like, I can't just put yellow team because.
Right, because who is that?
The fuck does that mean? Yeah.
What
so
does that
Teeny,
mean?
Sam, Rachel, Tiana, Sue, Caroline, and Kyle win. They go to the Survivor Social Hour where each one of them receives a singular hot dog,
a dry
or veggie dog,
hot,
or veggie dog.
A dry dog.
A dry ass hot dog.
No
condiments, nothing else.
No chips, nothing.
And a bottle of soda.
A bottle of soda and a dry hot dog. I was
and
like,
not
you
even
like
no
flavor
ketchup, labeled soda. It's just soda.
You don't give me no ketchup, no relish, no mustard, no nothing. Just a dry hot dog that you put on the grill for a few minutes.
What do we put on our hot dogs?
Ketchup, relish, and mustard.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
On a regular day. Any other day, it's just ketchup if I don't have time.
Okay.
Sometimes it's just ketchup.
Okay.
Maybe a stone ground mustard.
Ooh, I see you.
And then or like really fake cheese. Not spray cheese, but like the movie theater style cheese.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay.
Don't give me that look, Lana. It's amazing.
Oh no, I'm not mad at that because I'm kind of like
Ideally, I am either having a Chicago dog, specifically the veggie Chicago dog from Portillo's, because that is my go-to fast food option, or I'm having a chili cheese dog with mustard and onions.
Ooh.
If I'm doing chili cheese dog, just give me the chili and the cheese. Period. That's all I need. Especially if it's good chili. Now, if it's just some random bland chili,
it's homemade chili. If I'm doing it.
Homemade chili with some good seasoning and flavor in that, then just give me the chili and the cheese, and that's good on me.
It's finally getting cool enough that I can justify making my giant batch of chili that I freeze for the next 4 months. So I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, it's getting soup season. I'm about to start making my soup from a crock pot.
Yes, soup. Anyway, that's how boring this whole section was.
Yeah.
So
there's nothing to talk about. Fuck off.
The only real thing of note at the social hour is that Tiana basically blows up Gabe's game while the rest of her tribe is there.
It was very much word vomit, and I was like, girl, what are you doing? Why would you say that? Like,
girl, no,
I like you, but that was so. But
Tiana, yeah,
it could go bad for her. I would feel really bad for her and be like, "Oh, girl, you just messed up." If we wouldn't go into what we were going next week. Next week could be her saving grace because I feel like people she could use her socials because she does have good social game.
To any other,
she needs to go.
She's
gonna she's gonna flip to any other tribe.
And I feel like it's the certain people who will be ready to go with her.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. I think it's a very, very interesting predicament going into merging.
Very interesting.
We'll talk about it because I'm excited.
I'm excited.
But yeah, so they go back to the tribes, or we get cutaways from the other tribes, while they're the ones that didn't win. They're literally just talking about the chickens. That's it.
Right.
So we'll talk more about the chickens in a second.
I am shocked Gabe didn't go look for that idol.
I'm gagged Gabe didn't go look for the idol because we don't even
You're
see
by
Gabe.
Yourself. I'm like, you're by yourself on
Yeah.
that camp. We should have saw Gabe searching hard for that idol. Like, I would have spent from the moment I got back.
Is he a fan or is he a recruit? Because if he's a recruit, I don't remember from his preseason stuff, I'll be honest. Because if he's a recruit, he might not know that the idol gets replanted. That's what I'm thinking.
But if I was him, I would be. That was the first thing I'm doing. I'm on this beach by
Right.
myself.
Right.
Oh, I'm looking.
100%.
I'm looking.
I
all
don't
over the
care.
place.
I don't care. But
I don't care. I don't even care if they walk back and find me looking. Oh, I'm looking.
Right. Literally. And then the moment to note is back over at Lavo, our disaster of a tribe. Frankly, they're all kind of mild disasters of a tribe, and that's kind of what this pre-merge has been, and I'm living for it despite the absolutely tragic boot order. But Saul, or not Saul, Rome is talking to Genevieve about the potential of he talks to Saul first. That is what happens. And he straight up tells Saul, for some reason, that Genevieve doesn't want to go far with him in the game.
I don't get that.
And then turns around and tells Genevieve that Saul is pitching her, which also didn't happen.
Which
doesn't make sense. And then thankfully, Genevieve and Saul have a conversation.
And they're like, trust Rome at all. So Saul is never going to listen to Rome.
No, but he is willing to listen to Genevieve because he can tell Genevieve has a head on her shoulders. Yep. I said it pre-season. Watch out for Genevieve. And I'm very excited by what I've seen in the last couple of episodes from Genevieve after 3 episodes of not seeing her at all. But they're talking, and they're both kind of just like, well, the math ain't math in here. So, And then when Teeny comes back, Rome goes off. Genevieve and Saul are immediately like, yeah, so we don't trust Rome anymore. Here's what happened. And I felt so bad for Teeny here. Because they were like, y'all can't be doing this to me again.
Y'all can't fuck with me right now, please.
Y'all can't fuck with me right now. And they're like, no, we're 100% serious. And I'm like, Teeny's back in a good position.
Why the fuck did Rome just start spiraling? I think it was literally because he thought he got betrayed.
Because he lost the reward?
I think it was that plus knowing that he was a potential plan, even though he fully stopped it and he had one ally fully in his corner and he could perfectly tie it up.
Yeah.
I don't know why he threw away his ally, because
I don't get it.
Once again, the only thing we had of Genevieve before the last episode was Rome's #1 ally.
Literally.
So this whole situation doesn't make any fucking sense. But we will, I guess, see what happens as the game continues, because I don't think Rome lasts long on a merge tribe. I think he gets sniped very quickly because he doesn't stop talking.
We'll talk about it. I'm intrigued. But yeah, and then when Gata comes back and they're still just talking about chickens.
Yeah. Whoops.
Great. The conversation is, Sierra could go with the guys, or Sierra could go with the girls. We'll talk more about that later, because that's literally the post-challenge shit. And then over at Tuku, for some reason, Caroline is trying to play mother hen. And I think this is going to be ultimately incredibly damaging for her game. She's trying to keep all the pieces together of everyone in the tribe for some reason. And she goes to Tiana and basically tells Tiana, yeah, you need to apologize to Gabe for what you said to him about him at the social hour. And I'm like, for what reason?
I think it is the best way possible. She's realizing, like, hey, the other two tribes have some pretty massive splits and fractures in them from what I've heard. Our tribe is not that fractured, and I'd like to keep it all during the merge. And she
Absolutely.
is
More fractured than she realizes.
Oh, it is so much more fractured than she realizes, as multiple people have frayed trust issues. But I will say, Gata, after, like, during this episode, it's like, okay, there are basically two sides, and if they go to tribal, it's going to be 3-1, no matter what. Lava's on fucking fire. Like, everything is just wrong, and I think every single one of them is willing to jump ship. Tuku is the only tribe that, like, they have some internal issues, but of all tribes, they can probably work together the best.
I think so. And I think that's what she was trying to do. She's trying to go into merge 5 strong and then take everybody out and then let Tuku fight it amongst themselves. It's not going to work because too many people have issues and too many people are going to jump. But I agree with you, Jack. I think they are the only tribe that has the best bet to possibly do that for at least a round or two. I think everybody else will fracture at the second they get onto the new beach with new people. But I think Tuku is the one tribe that could actually make it together for a couple rounds before they eat their own. Before all this happened.
All this happened.
Also say that if Caroline doesn't like what she's seeing, she also has great escape potential based on the other thing that she's doing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but she basically fully formalizes an alliance with Rachel
Teeny.
Yeah.
That is what I want to talk about later when we talk about the trailer. Because I see the pieces coming together.
And let's just say something that we don't normally get in a lot of reality shows, especially like Big Brother, sometimes Survivor. We've gotten it before in Survivor, but not all the time. I feel like it's very strong possibility we get that now in this season. And I am here for it. But it's one person who is going to be the outlier and who's going to have to go first. And I hate to say it, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because non-male alliance, anyone?
All I'm saying, it looks like it can form. Okay. It's 2 people who could be the outliers. I'm sorry, I said one, but it's actually 2 people who could be the outliers. One is going to be easy to get rid of. The other one is bonded very tightly inside and can be a problem, but they'll have to see the problem and be like, okay, girl, you are a problem. You got to go. But
I see it.
You picking up what I'm putting down.
100%. 100%. We'll talk about it. But yes, so Tiana goes and apologizes for some reason.
Whatever.
Gabe is like, well, that just means I really don't trust you now.
All Caroline had to do was not bring it up, and maybe it could have been smoothed over.
Or what she could have done if she wanted to keep the peace, tell Sue to shut the freak up. Like, girl, don't say nothing. Don't tell him what she said. We go deal with her. Don't tell him because he go freak out and it's go.
Swear to God. I swear to God. If
Sue is the one who's like, he's my number one. You are not his number one. You are his number right now. You are his number right now. You are not his number one. His number one is going to be somebody on the other tribe. That's going to be his number one. You will never be his number one. You will be the number right now. And I think even if before, he'll probably pick Caroline before he pick you.
100%.
As the number one.
Yeah.
You are not his number one. But she want to act like, oh, I got this in the bag. I know everything. I got everything. I know how to handle men. Okay, girl. You go find yourself right on out the door because of that man. Because you want to run and tell him everything. But okay.
I hope so. So we go to the challenge. And it is drag things and then knock down things and then puzzle.
They put it back together again.
Yeah. I mean, it starts off pretty easy with just like sawing from a very high place, a little far away,
I mean, it's easy for
with a
some.
one-sided knife that,
Mhm.
I mean, you can thrust and like make it cut better.
Mm.
What the fuck, Andy? What the actual
Fuck,
fuck?
Andy.
What, Andy?
What was
What is
happening?
happening? I
Why?
don't.
First, getting the knife and not properly cutting because you are using the dull side, which I mean I get. I do the same thing sometimes. The only thing is I'm not competing for $1 million. And the other part, this is more for the Survivor camera team. Why did we have to focus on him thrusting for a good 15 seconds? We didn't need that.
Right.
It was weird. The technique was an interesting bunch.
I mean, good for his girlfriend, but like, we didn't need to see that.
Yeah. It was a little thing.
And I appreciate Andy on this season, and I love Brandon Donlin dearly, but Brandon Donlin walked so baby Andy could run on this season. Like, they are both abysmal at challenges, and it's just like,
what if Brandon Donlin didn't get screwed? Literally,
you would have had more of him absolutely fucking up challenges.
It's literally what I'm seeing in Andy here, and kind of what we've seen in Rome as well, is what if the people on Survivor who normally have horrible challenge performances are carried by their own tribes and challenges, or at least there's an even spread to where it isn't that much of an issue. But
anyway,
I mean,
Tuku destroys the challenge, and I'm thankful for it, because then Tiana's not going home, because that's what would have happened.
Great. The only interesting thing that happened at the Survivor Sanctuary now gets a nice doesn't matter stamp on it, because it's not relevant to the rest of the episode.
And then we see Lavo and Chuku basically side by side. The idiocy of this whole moment of Lavo having to fully knock their blocks off of the platform was so stupid. I hated this, and I felt so bad for them, and had they lost, I would have been so frustrated for them. But it's literally side by side. They both get the puzzle done at basically the same time, and Sam hesitates. And that's why Gata loses.
Soul even trips backwards and still manages to get it
done. Soul literally completely almost does a backward somersault. And Sam is still hesitating. I'm like, put the damn puzzle pieces in the puzzle!
He was trying to make sure it was right, that they didn't have anything wrong. I get it.
But then he looked back and he was like, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, like, baby, put the damn piece in the puzzle and run to the mat.
Wow.
I based on how everyone's reacting, I do think it was a weird thing of like them potentially not being super clear on what
do we have to run to the mat,
where they need to be to finish the challenge. Can they just be putting it in? Are they fine? Do they have to run back to the mat? It looked like both Lavo and Gata were confused at the same time, and I think the people on Lavo just connected the dots faster, and Sam was processing the information, and by the time he processed it was over.
Because Tuku didn't run to the mat; they just did it, and
so right. Like,
so why do Lavo and Gata have to run to the mat? It just didn't make any sense.
Confusion.
I think it was purely because, I mean, they could have had Tuku run to the mat, but they were going to be safe anyways. So it was literally just fuck, it's too close. Run back to the mat to lock it in.
That's what
because that's what we said earlier. And I feel like they were just unfortunately unclear with how Tuku did it, and everyone was like, "Wait, what? Wait, they didn't fine." And
that's what it felt like.
Unfortunately, it seems like it might have cost Gata the win. And I mean, realistically, if Lavo goes to tribal this round, Rome is gone because he's basically lost everything.
I wanted.
For my draft, I didn't want it. For everything else, would have been a nice final merge boot. Pre-merge
I would have
boot.
loved that for your draft and for the final merge boot. I'm just saying.
Yes.
No, that's very fair. That's very
Jack,
fair.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, Jack is the enemy right now because Jack is killing everything
Literally.
except Jack. So
everyone
Jack is the only person going into merge with his full
team, and I'm just like,
and I really shouldn't be. I have 4 people who have been consistently targeted, and for really dumb reasons, they've scraped through.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I
and
mean,
I'm really
if
annoyed
that isn't
about
the
it,
most
Jack.
me thing on earth, I don't know what is.
It really is. It really is. But so we go back to Gata, and it's basically who is Sierra going to vote with?
Yeah.
That's the only narrative is, okay, is Andy going home or is Annika going home? Like, that is literally...
But, footnote.
Yeah.
Annika lost her vote, so it isn't that simple. But, okay, wait. I'm trying to remember. Who did Annika tell everyone that she lost her vote? Okay, so yes, it is public information, and I do think that probably influences it just a little bit because looking at the numbers, we have a 2-2 split, which then goes to rocks because Rachel, Sierra vote together, Sam, Andy vote together. Does Andy flip?
Sierra flips.
Sierra in that case flips. So unfortunately, the time where they stole all of their votes impacts the game again.
Mm-hmm.
It just took 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Stop having journeys where people lose their votes. Like, it's annoying.
I'm not going to say that. Stop having journeys where people are forced to lose their votes without any counterplay.
That part.
Losing their votes is fine. I think the triple idol twist works. The amulet idols, that's the word I was looking for. That works because it is basically saying you don't all have to lose your vote. Forcing people to draw out of a bag with a 2 in 3 chance to lose their vote and then telling them you could draw again and have a 50-50 shot of losing a second vote. That's not fun.
Does anyone not have a vote at merge?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know who it is. Who went on the journey with Annika?
Kyle. Yes.
Kyle
doesn't have a vote because it hasn't mattered.
Oh, yeah, because Rome got the advantage and Kyle and Annika didn't.
Yep.
Yes. So, and I think, okay, so just to talk about it really quick, how would a Chuku vote currently shake out? Because I feel like Kyle is maybe the only one who could maybe survive not having his vote, but also at the same time, I'm not sure. Because he was the only one blindsided.
This episode?
Yes.
Tiana goes. Without a shadow of a doubt. Tiana goes 3-1.
Yeah. 3-1.
Yeah.
So Caroline, Sue, and Gabe will all vote out Tiana. That's a guarantee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the scenario. It would have either been Rome, Tiana, or Annika going out this episode. Unfortunately, worst case scenario happens.
Yeah.
And tribal, it is all pleasantries. It is all just BS and whatever. And Annika is blindsided.
And baby, she is mad. Oh, she is whooped. She is gagged. She is gagged, baby. She's still there like, what?
She looked at Kelly from 45 and said, hold my entire bar.
Literally.
Like, she's like, are you fucking kidding me? And here's the thing. Me too, bitch. Like, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there.
This was one of those votes
that
I was like, yeah.
If I go on a reality TV and like, hi producers, you want a fucking Emmy, I'll give you an Emmy.
Right.
If I go and I get blindsided, people are getting screamed at before I leave. And I have video proof of this like twice, at least. But like, I think Annika's expression is the most real of like, oh my god. Oh my god, it's over. Oh fuck.
I feel like that is exactly how I would react too.
And you can definitely see it in her face when she gets a second vote. She's like, wait, huh? Although I will say, her getting a second vote was kind of expected. Her getting a third vote wouldn't have been, but I think there is something we're probably missing where probably Sam, I mean, she probably expected Andy's vote. Maybe she didn't expect Sam, and that's why she was like, wait, why am I getting...
No, because she was under the impression that the 4 was her and Rachel plus
and Sam and Sierra.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that Sierra had Sam wrapped around her finger. Yep. But yeah, I mean, I will say, I sent it earlier, and I don't know if you're going to be able to pull it up here with like 0.5 seconds notice. But Annika did have like a really good mourner's outfit for her own game. I assume she put on right after she left, right after her boot, and I love it so much.
Yeah.
And I mean, I do think Annika is someone we will see around in the community. She just seems like the type of person that could... her, Andy, maybe Gabe, but I have doubts on Gabe, could be pulled into the rap circle of people who play games and jump on their podcast a lot.
Right, yeah. And I'm disappointed because I think Annika could have done some really fun things in Merge. And like, I am disappointed that we're not going to get to see more of her game in this season. And God, what an abysmal pre-Merge and TK.
and TK.
Abysmal Merge.
Abysmal
pre-Merge and TK.
I did, like, some people had apparently heard the boot list, at least a pre-Merge preseason. They were like, oh my god, it's bad. And I was like, I didn't specifically go on my way for it. I was like, no, what does that mean? Yeah.
Because it sucks, because 4 of the, 6 people that I really, really wanted to go far preseason are now out pre-Merge.
Yeah.
And
unfortunately...
the fact that it's also 4 out of 5 are people of color, too. That sucks.
Not happy with the boot order of this season.
Not happy at all.
Now.
The season is wildly entertaining so far. But the boot order is tragic. Tragic boot order.
Horrible.
And it's not only because they're people of color. And I'm just going to say that now because I know a lot of people be like, oh, you only do it because... No, it's not because they're just people of color. It's because there are some entertaining people of color that is gone.
I'm mad that John's gone too.
And John too. Like, it's very entertaining people. Like, all of them are very entertaining.
They're all minorities. That sucks.
They would have all been great in the... They would have all been great in the Merge part of this game. But
I agree.
It's not saying that the people who are there aren't great parts of the Merge either. This is interesting.
I agree.
I just don't like it.
It just sucks.
This just sucks so bad.
And I want to say, I want to say it's very funny because Jem from 46 literally was like, wow, not the two Southeast Asian and Indian people going out back to back, just like last season with Banu and Jem. I was like,
and also specifically the first Southeast Asian person to go out also just happened to be a gay man.
It was gay Southeast Asian man and Southeast Asian woman.
Yep.
Annoyed, angry, and upset. But I'm very excited for Merge next week.
The chaos of this game is going to be so weird.
We have been circling around this particular thing, and I want to get to it now. Because what we saw, and not just in the social hour, but how we're seeing the tribes dynamic, I could see Teeny, Rachel, Caroline,
Genevieve,
Tiana, and even Sierra, but I feel like she's an outlier, as well as Sue. I think Sue and Sierra outliers.
Sue would never jump into that, unfortunately.
And I think Caroline will realize that very quickly and be like, okay, we got to get rid of Sue at some point.
Yeah.
We'll make her believe we're not going after Gabe. I'll make her look. Let me talk to Sue, because Caroline is that middleman. She wants to be that middleman and that peacemaker. So I can see her playing that role and placating Sue. Yeah. But just have to make sure, like, okay, we're not going after Gabe. When it gets to the gay vote, they're gonna have to leave her out of that vote, and then they can reel her back again later. But I think Sierra, though, you have to do the same thing to her. She is not going to be fine until she gets Sam out that game. But the way things seem like it's happening, Sam is not likable to the rest of the people on the beach. So I don't know. She might have to be like, oh, snip, bitch. Like, she might have to snip him quickly.
Or the women and Teeny alliance doesn't form until after Sam is gone. That's the other thing. Because I think if Caroline is smart, I think if Caroline, Teeny, and Genevieve are smart here, and I would include Rachel in that as well. Yeah, that's gonna be the core of everything. Those four need to understand how connected, and they already have a good idea that Sierra is connected to Sam. Yeah. They're going to need to take out Sam, then Rome, and then I think they run the game.
Then Gabe.
Then I think then probably Kyle.
Kyle and Sol are going to be like, oh, shoot.
Yeah. But yeah, immediately earlier when you were like, there's two outliers, I was like, yep, it's Sue and Sierra, 100%.
Yeah. The person very connected to a man, and the person who just is not woman power.
She's all talk, no woman.
Despite how she presents it, no.
Despite being
she's woman power for herself.
I'm about to say, because she, despite working in a field that's majority men, and I know how to handle it, and I can do it because I'm a strong woman. Woman power is not it for her, and she is not about that life. She's quickly to throw a woman under the bus for any reason, even though, like I said, Tiana was very dead wrong for what she did. She didn't have to say that.
She shouldn't have done it. But also,
Sue could have kept that in her back pocket and be like, we can.
And did we expect Sue to be any other way? No.
Nope.
No.
We were praying for it, but
I just don't want Sue to make jury. I really just don't want Sue to make jury.
I think she will, unfortunately.
I think she will.
I mean, here's the thing. Next episode, I think, is just going to be either they're going to say, congratulations, you've all made the jury, in which case I'll be like, 10 people? The fuck?
No. Well, they've done 10 before.
Yeah,
they've
but that
done
was
10 before. That was a while ago.
Yeah. I don't think they'd willingly do it. That's my major thing. Is like, if they have the options, they're not going to. But I can see it being a single boot, then a double boot, then merge. Or they're going to do something weird where they split people up in a weird way. I mean, the issue is 13 is prime, so there's no way to get even groupings.
You think they gonna do a like they did before, where it's a double eviction and they split the things up in two and put them on 2 different beaches and make them?
But that's 7 and 6.
No, I'm saying eliminate one person and then do 6 and 6.
Oh yeah, no, I can definitely see that. I can see. I mean, I think they enjoyed that a little too much, so I can see it happening. But
well,
we'll see. I mean, that's all lovely speculation, but the only thing that matters is next week's episode.
Scenarios.
Absolutely.
Scenarios.
And I'm really excited for this merge because I think if the women and teeny situation does not work out, I see a dominant 5 forming based on those previous connections that we were talking about at this social hour. I could see a trio of Saul, Genevieve, and Teeny pulling in Rachel and pulling in Tiana. And I could see that happening too. And with the chaos of merge, I could see the 5 of them voting together and have some like 5-4-4 split, like weirdness happen. And I'd low-key be here for that. But I could see the 3 of them quickly recognizing, okay, Tiana's on the outs, Rachel's on the outs, pull them in. Specifically Rachel. I think Rachel's immediately going to gravitate towards, and I think they're going to be able to pull in Caroline because of what we saw this episode with Caroline, Rachel, and Teeny. So I think they're going to be, but Caroline's going to try to do that middle thing like she always does.
I about to say the only thing that might not put Caroline in there is because Caroline made it very clear that her and Sue are a duo, and if she comes, Sue comes. And so it's like, do we want Sue? I don't know about Sue, especially
they might use Sue as a number in the short term.
Here's the thing: if Tiana goes back and tells them what happened and tells them that Sue told Gabe, I'd be like, I don't know. Maybe a Tiana bringing in a Kyle situation because they go want more strength on their team.
I could see that,
and I could see that because Kyle is so non-problematic. He's just chilling. He's just doing what he's supposed, what he's doing in challenges, and
which
he's
is
doing
a great
well
game for him to play.
Exactly.
He's literally just showing up and doing what he needs to.
So I feel like Kyle is someone. Heck, if I would want to work with Kyle. Bring Kyle in. I want to work with Kyle because I feel like he's somebody. If I lose to Kyle, it's not a bad thing. It's not like, oh my God, you lost to Kyle.
Yeah, I think the scenario is they're either going to try to pull in Caroline and Sue, or it's going to be Tiana and Kyle. I think there's it's one of those 2 duos if anyone's trying to pull a duo from Tuku. But I'm excited to see. I think it's going to be super fun. But that's where we're going to leave off. So thank you for joining for this cute little almost an hour talking about the last pre-merge episode of Survivor 47. So subscribe, like, and share on the way out. Thank you for joining us. Leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure to check out the description where you can find all of our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, our Patreon, our social media, and where you can get your merch, including but not limited to cup mug. And with all that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, I just had to say something. Bye.